So for 5 classes, all the devotees were working very hard with challenging Siddhanta. It's okay. With challenging Siddhanta. So now you can be peaceful and relaxed. I will not make you perspire this evening, because we want to remember the glories of Vrindavan. Nam Shrestam Manamapi Shachiputram Atra Surupam Rupam Tasya Kracha Muri Purim Maturim Goshvatim Radha Kundam Girivaram Ahoradika Madhvasam Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Guru Tamanatosmi Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Itadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah Ananda Lila Maya Vigrahaya Hema Bhaddibhyats Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Bhaktya Vihina Aparata Lakshay Jivtast Kamaritaram Kamahdi Kipahamahitam Shanam Prapana Vrinde Namaste Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Govinda Damodaram Haraveti Govinda Damodaram Haraveti Govinda Damodaram Haraveti Govinda Damodaram Haraveti. Everyone. Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Saketi, Govinda Damodaram Haraveti, Shama Sundar Shakhanda Shekhar Smarahas Murali Manora Radhikara Sukhama Kripa Nidhe Supriyacharna Kinkurim Kuru Tavaivasmi Najivami Toyabana Iti Vikyaya Devi Tvam Nayamaham Charnatikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers, thousands and thousands of times, at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmaddeya Paramaradhatama Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Lila Pravisht Om Vishnu Pada Ashtotaras Sri Rupanuga Acharya Varya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I have my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada, and to all of our Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I have my pranam to all of my dear spiritual brothers and sisters, to all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Vanchakalpadurusakapasarapati, Vaishnavi Brahma. Perhaps you know that Radha Krishna Milya Badohu Gaura Rupa Avatari. Sisi Radha Krishna, Kishore Kishori Ju, they combined in the form of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu and descended to this world, bringing. Mahaprabhu brought with him the great Mahanidhi Kutarika, the great treasure chest of divine love. But Jan Kali Rupa Shariranadarat Tan Braj Prema Mahanidhi Kutarika Kona Kapata Udkarata Jan Kali Rupa Shariranadarat. If Srila Rupa Goswami Pad had not appeared in this world in Kali Yuga, then even though Mahaprabhu, he brought the great treasure chest full of the jewels of the bhavs of Vraja, but no one would have been able to open it. It was locked. But Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept the key with Srila Rupa Goswami Pad and he opened it. And through his beautiful Harikatha, through his association that was attained by very fortunate persons like Srila Raghunath Das Goswami and others, he manifested those confidential bhavs in this world, and he expressed them in his writings such as Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujjwala Nilamani, Dan Kali Komadi, Lalit Madhav, Vidartha Madhav, Stavamala, and so on. So, the poet Madhav, who has written this kirtan, he said, Ko Janata Mathura Vrindavana Ko Janata Prajanita Ko Janata Radha Madhavarati Ko Janata Sui Prita. If Rupa Goswami Pad had not come into this world, then Ko Janata Mathura Vrindavan, who would have understood Mathura and Vrindavan? Even though they seem very close together, they are millions and millions of miles apart from the perspective of Prema Rasa. Because though there's some sweetness in Mathura, don't think that there's some sweetness in Mathura, but there is also, it is mixed with the Aishwarya, some knowledge of Krishna's opulence. Whereas Vraja, that is the Kevala Madhuryamai Prem, exclusively sweet, human-like Prem. And it has so many characteristics which are completely different from Mathura, which is really Mahavaikuntha. It is beyond Vaikuntha. In Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna said, Urdvamulam adaha shakam ashvatam praho abhyayam. There is a tree and its roots are up and its branches are down. And he's describing, actually, this material world being a reflection of the spiritual world. So the spiritual world being a reflection of this world, what is apparently the lowest and simplest thing here is the highest thing there. Understand? So here gold and jewels are very valuable. But in the highest level, this plane is called Prakriti, Prakrita, material. But beyond this, the Vaikuntha is called Adoksaj, beyond the senses. But beyond Vaikuntha, beyond Mahavaikuntha, beyond Dwarka, Mathura, that Braj is not the plane of Adoksaj, it's the plane of Aprakrita. Aprakrita means Prakritavat. It is just like this natural world. So the relationships are very natural, loving, family type relationships with Sri Krishna. But because it's also an inversion, there are some reversals there in that higher realm. In this world, gold and jewels are most valuable. But in that world, peacock feathers and gunju berries from the forest, they are more valuable than gold and jewels. So that is the Prakrita, the Aprakrita realm. In the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Dhruva Maharaj, he says, Yasmin viruddha gataya hyanisham patanti. Yasmin viruddha gataya hyanisham patanti. O my Lord, all contradictory characteristics simultaneously exist in you. So this is the nature of Krishna. Krishna is called Viruddha Dharma Ashray, the shelter of Viruddha Dharma, contradictory characteristics which cannot coexist at the same time in the Prakrit world, in the Aprakrit world. They coexist quite harmoniously. Just like, you know, that baby Krishna, who is very small. Mother Yashoda has put a golden chain of bells around his waist. But when he was naughty and she wanted to tie him up, then what happened? Even miles and miles of rope all tied together could not go around his waist. She'd already put the golden bells on his waist. Why can't she put miles of rope? Why? Because the Viruddha Dharma is there. Krishna is Vibhuta. He has Vibhuta. That means he's unlimited, and Parichinata, and limited at the same time. By his limited aspect, he's wearing the golden kinkini, waist bells around his, and by his unlimited aspect, miles of rope cannot contain him. So see, Krishna is like this. He's the Viruddha Dharma Ashray, the shelter of all contradictory characteristics. So when Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he wants to introduce the nature of the love of Srimati Radhika, then he also says, Radhika's prem is the Viruddha Dharma Ashray as well. That love is the abode of all mutually contradictory characteristics. Vibhur api kalayan sada vibridhim, guru api gauravacharyaya bihina, muhu upachita vakrim api shuddho, jayati mura dvishi radhikanuragaha. Oh, glories to the anurag of Srimati Radhika. Even though it's Vibhu, her love is all-pervading. It's everywhere. He has no further room to expand. But at the same time, it's increasing at every moment. At every moment, it's increasing. Prapanna pantanam hare asakrid atsmannayanayo apuravoyam purvam kvachid maduri grista madurima pratike pekasyas purati mora angasya sakhiya sriyastasya patum lavamapti samata nadragiyam. If Radhika is at Giriraj Govardhan and she looks, and from the top of Govardhan Hill she sees Shyama Sundaris coming towards her, then she becomes stunned with wonder. Prapanna pantanam hare asakrit asman nayanayo. Oh, and she says to her Sakhis, oh Sakhi, many times, Hari, see Krishna, he walked onto the pathway of my eyes. But, apurvo yam puravam kwatidapina drishto madurima. But now I am seeing such sweetness that I never saw before in my whole life. I've never ever seen the sweetness that I'm seeing now. Not only that, pratike pyekasyas puratimor angasya sakhiya. What to speak of my eyes being capable of taking in all the beauty and sweetness of Sri Krishna. My eyes completely fail, are incapable of drinking the sweetness of only one part of one of the limbs of Sri Krishna. She's looking, his eyes, his lips, his hands, his chest. And it's just impossible for her to take in the vastness of Sri Krishna's beauty, which is as if she has never seen it before. Brinda Sakhi begins to laugh. Oh. Yada yada pasasi madhavam puras, tata tadayavasya vadasya purvatam, navahasada syatkim ayam tabatava, ragunmade vishmarata kimakshini. Oh Sakhi, every time you see him, you say that you've never seen such beauty before. It's as if you have never seen him before. So what is this? What's going on? Is it that Navasada Shatkim Ayam Tavatava? Is it that Krishna's beauty has increased and his beauty is more than ever before? Or is it Ragunmade Vismarta Kimakshani? That your eyes, being blinded by love, have forgotten how beautiful he was the last time you saw him? Which one is it, Radhika? Brinda Devi asked this question. And to this very day, no one can answer. It's probably both. So Vibhurapi Kalyam Sada Vibridhim. The love of Radhika is increasing at every moment. Oh. Gurapi, I'll go, the whole class will only be on that line. I have to move on. Gurapi Gaurava Charyaya Bihina. The prema of Radhika, even though it's the most significant, it's the most important, it's incomparable. It's worshipable by great personalities like Uddhava and Brahma and others. They pray to become grass in Vrindavan to get Radhika's foot dust. So great. But Guru Api Gauravacharya Bihina is completely devoid of pride. No pride at all. Why? Because of the nature of Anurag is such that it doesn't matter how much Radhika sees Krishna or how much she serves Krishna, because the love is increasing at every moment. It feels as if she's never seen him and she's also never served him. I've never served him. Even if she'll play the whole night with him, then in the morning she wonders, oh, did we have any pastimes at all? By her unquenchable loving thirst. She thinks that the night passed like a flash of lightning. She tells Shamala Saki, oh yeah, it may be that I met with Krishna, but just like a flash of lightning, flashes, and afterwards everything's darker than before. So I met with him just for a moment, but now the separation is more than ever before. So she always feels very humble. There's a saying in Brajbas, Paki got kachikari ye rasakankiriti. It means if you're playing the board game Chaupar, you know, you have pieces and you roll the dice and you have to move the pieces around the board. And you have to roll the exact number to get your pieces on the home square in the middle. And once they're there, once one piece is there, he stays there, and you have to gradually get all of your pieces into the home square. So when they arrive there, that is called Pakigot. So Pakigot Kachikari, a mad person, if they're playing this game, they'll roll the dice, and instead of moving the piece, which they have to move to get to the home, the piece which is already in the home base, they'll roll the dice and move the Pakigot and make it kacha again. Like this. What is this? The whole game begins again. So the anurag of Radhika is such that she plays with Krishna. And then the next moment, oh, did I play with him? Pakigot Kachikari. What was complete now becomes undone. What was done becomes undone in a moment. And then she weeps. Na prema gandosti durapa me haro. I have not even a scent of prem. I have no love at all. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this. Premara swabhava jaha premara sambandha. Say mani Krishnamurti nahi prema ganda. Where there's a real relationship of love, then that person thinks, actually, I have not even the slightest smell of love. So what to speak of Radhika, who has the highest prem? So she has no pride at all. She feels she's devoid of love. And it's because of the nature of her anurag. Sudanu bhutam api yaha kuryan navanavam priyam. That love which is nur and nur every moment, and also makes the object of love appear nur and nur every moment. Sanuraga itiriyate. That is called anurag. So Jayati Muradvishi Radhika Anuragaha. Oh, glories to the anurag of Radhika. So these are the Viruddha dharmas. Her love is the all-pervading but still increasing. Her love is the heaviest, most important, but she feels that she has no love. And muhu upachitta vakrim api shuddho. And even though her love is pure, you know, a pure person is very straightforward, right? Only an impure person is crooked and devious. And always cheating and tricking and hiding their intentions. But even though Radhika's love is the purest of all, it is beset with duplicity, Prabhupada translates. It's always vakra, always crooked, crooked, crooked. So this is the nature of Braja Prem. And so, because it has so many contradictions in it, it is quite different from what a person would expect love is to be like, from our worldly experience. And this is why in that poem it says, Ko janata mathura brindavana, ko janata brajanita. Who would understand the brajaniti? You know what niti means? There are niti shastra. It means ethics, conduct. Niti means proper behavior. But what's the proper behavior in this world? And even the proper behavior in Vaikuntha is improper behavior in Braj. Because everything becomes opposite there. There in Braja, there is always 4 things. That is, first of all, cheating. Lying and cheating. Hiding your real intention and saying and doing something else. Because usually, what is niti, what is a proper ethical thing to do? Tell the truth. But in Braja, all are lying. Like, don't trust any Brajabasi. Again and again, they're always lying. And then, apahas means, if you have love for someone, then you will think that you'll be very kind to them, very merciful to them. But in Braj, no, there's merciless teasing. Everyone is teasing each other all the time. And also, you think where there's love, there's harmony between people. But in Braj, the love is so intense. Instead of harmony, what is there? Competition. Always competing. Competition is what you do with the opposing party, right? But where there's prem, because the prem is, you have to hide it. Love which is expressed openly will be diminished, you know? I'm looking at this picture here. In this picture, Radharani is explaining to some demigoddess, who is some cheating, lying person in disguise. Right? We're just discussing how this Braj Prem, it manifests as lying and cheating, deception and teasing. So Radhika's just explaining to this demigoddess. She says, Prema dvayo rasikayo ayadipa eva ridveshma basa ridveshma basayati nishkala eva bhati dwaram ayet ayam astu bahiskritastyat nirvati shigramatava lagutam mapaiti. The meaning is this. Oh, love is like the flame of a lamp. And the flame of the lamp is inside a cottage. And from outside the cottage, the flame of the lamp of love is burning and it's shining out through the windows. So in the same way, the lamp of love is burning in the heart and it shines out through the eyes. And it shines out through the glow of the face and also the glow of the body as well. Now, if you take that flame out of the cottage, you bring it out of the door, then the wind may blow, it may flicker, it may be diminished or even extinguished. So in the same way, if the love which is in the heart will come out through the door of the mouth, then it may flicker by the wind of pride and be extinguished. So pure love is never expressed, but rather the opposite is expressed to hide the love and keep it safe within the heart. So the opposite words, instead of praise, criticism, instead of respect, disrespect comes from the mouth, but the love is coming from the eyes. Understand? This is Brajaniti, the actual way of behavior of Braja. So you know, once when Radha and Krishna were young and they were first falling in love, Madhu Mangal was amazed. What's going on? I've been playing with my Sakar, you know, because little boys, they play together. It's like, you know, they have their own team and they're not interested in the girly things. But now, Krishna is becoming attracted and he's changing completely. So Madhu Mangal thinks, let me ask my grandmother, because my grandmother is wise, what's going on? What's the nature of prem? So Purnamasi Devi said to Madhu Mangal, Stotram yatra tatastatam prakatayaschitasya date bhyatam nindapi pramadam prayatsati parihasa sriyam bibrati doshena shaitam gunen gurutam kenapyanatam vati premna swara sikasya kasyati dayam vikridati prakriya. Vikridati prakriya. Prem is very playful. And how does prem play? Stotram yatra tatastatam. If two people who love each other, they meet and they do stotra, that means they praise each other. One person praises the other, then the other one feels pain in the heart. Chittasya da'ate byatam. They feel pain in the heart. Why? Tatasta. Why is my beloved so neutral? You know? Because if there's someone, let's say there's someone you meet in the street, you don't know them, so you're neutral to them. You say, oh, excuse me, sir, what time is it? You're very respectful for the ones with whom you don't have a close relationship with. Huh? But with those who are, you're very close. Then that goes out of the window. And even disrespect and criticism and everything. Nindapi pramadam priyachati parihasa sriyam bibrati. If Radha and Krishna will meet and immediately start criticizing each other, then they feel so much happiness. They feel, they take because they know it's joking. Between friends, you can tease. Of course, if the friendship is fragile, then it may be broken. But this love is completely pure. So it manifests in the form chal, means deception, because hiding the real feeling and doing what? And teasing and poking, like this. So this is the nature of love. Just like ninda, criticism, we don't like it. It's like smoke. If there's some smoke, we don't like smoke. But if smoke is mixed with the agabarti, it becomes incense. And then we like it so much. So in the same way, when ninda, when criticism is mixed with love, then, it's so nice. So this is what we see when Radha and Krishna, they meet together with each other. Always a teasing. Radharani will say, oh, and be far away from me. I know you're a crooked person. You're Bakrashwara. Bakrashwara means the lord of crookedness. Krishna will say, oh, if I'm Bakrashwara, then you're Astavakra Rishi. Radharani said, you're Bakrashwara. You are so crooked. You are crooked in 3 places. You know, Krishna is Tibanga. Crooked in 3 places. What are the 3 places? What are the 3 places? Everyone says the neck, the waist, and the feet. Radharani says you are crooked in 3 places. You're crooked in the past, in the present, and the future. Always crooked. So you are Bakrashwara. Krishna, oh, all right, she's accepted the challenge. Remember we said competition, right? Now it becomes insulting challenge. Huh? If I am crooked in 3 places, you are Astavakra Rishi. Crooked in 8 places. Vachi kache bruvi drishto smite prayane baguntane ridicha. You are crooked in 3 places. 8 places. What is that? Vachi, your words are crooked. Why? Because Krishna knows, I know you're insulting me, but what's the meaning of this insult? The meaning of the insult is, I love you. Because it can't be expressed. Gurudev used to give an example. There was one friend, and he really loved the samosas and spinach and kheer. So one day he went to visit his friend and he arrived there and he saw that his friend was cooking samosas, spinach and kheer. And he was busily absorbed in cooking all these things. And he said, oh, is that for me? His friend looked up, no. It's for me. And then he cooked it and then he offered it to his Thakurji. And then silent, without saying anything, he just put the plate in front of his friend. And then his friend was eating his favorite preparations. They're just looking at each other. You feel the love. Feel that. You don't have to say it. Say the opposite even. And then the love becomes more intense. This is Brajaniti. Understand? If he'd said, did you cook for me? Said, yeah, you know, the whole day yesterday I had to go to the supermarket. I was looking for all the ingredients. It took me hours. And it was very expensive. If he started expressing what he'd actually done for him, then the actual mood would be cheapened. It would be diminished. It would not be relishable. So love is not expressed. And because the love in Braj is so pure, even though it's pure, it's crooked. That is the Brajaniti. So then Krishna will say to Radharani, after Radharani has insulted him, which if you can put the translation in the subtitles at the bottom. You are so crooked in the past, present and future. Subtitles, I love you. Krishna said, oh, if I'm crooked in 3 places, you're crooked in 8 places. Where? Vachi, your words. Because you're hiding your feeling. Vachi kache, your hair is crooked. Why? Because though Radhika's hair is tied in a veni, when due to the ecstasy of meeting with the Krishna, the veni breaks open, it becomes a big mass of curls. So her hair is crooked and very beautiful. Shushtubhamya Swarup it is called. Very beautiful. So your hair is crooked. Bruvi, your eyebrow is crooked. Because very long and arched eyebrows of Radharani, especially when she sees Krishna coming and she raises the eyebrow in displeasure, so-called displeasure. So your eyebrows are very curved. And your drishti, your glance is crooked. Radhika never looks directly at Krishna. If Krishna is coming, she looks the other way. Then she has to peep to see what he's doing. So your glance is crooked as well. Smite, your smile is crooked. Smite, prayane, the way that you walk is crooked. Because Radhika is Gajagamani, she has very big hips. Have you ever seen, if you're behind an elephant when it's walking, it takes one step and the whole body swings this way, and it takes another step and the whole body swings this way. And then, everyone who's been to India knows. Yeah? So Radhika is called Gajagamani, she walks like an elephant, so the way Radhika walks is crooked. Smite prayane avagantane. Oh, your veil is crooked. Have you seen on the painting of Seva Kunj? Radharani is trying to cover herself with a veil, but with her fingers she's pulling it back at the same time. So your veil is crooked. And ridicha, especially Krishna said, and your heart is crooked. That's the main thing. Your heart is crooked. So in this way, Krishna is criticizing. But what is the meaning of this criticism? The meaning is, first meaning is, I love you. The second meaning is, because your eyebrows are crooked, your hair is crooked, the way you walk is crooked, you're so beautiful. The third meaning is, if I'm crooked in 3 places and you're crooked in 8 places, that means, oh Radhika, you have defeated me. And the fourth, Radhika defeated him 8-3. So, and the fourth meaning is, this is we're speaking about the Dwani, Pratidwani, Anudwani. Remember, on the very first class we discussed about the suggestions in the words. So because Krishna is Kavi, he's so poetic, he's so rasik, he has many layers of suggestion in his words. So Krishna and Radhika both know something. You know, Astavaka Rishi is a Siddha yogi. He's a Siddha yogi. Do you know how he became a Siddha? Because he worshipped Lord Shiva. But which form of Lord Shiva? Vakrashra Mahadev. So when Radhika said, you are Vakrashra, then Krishna said, then you are Astavaka Rishi. The hidden meaning is, if you want to make your life perfect and become Siddha, then you worship me. So this is the nature of Braj Prem. Stotram yatra tatastatam prakatayats chittasya date betam nindapi pramadam prayatyati parihasa sriyam bribhyati. Inside, they both are laughing and relishing so much. And doshena kshaitam gunaina gurutam kenapyanatam bhati. Very important. It means that in this world, if you have a relationship with someone and you discover that they have some great quality, some great virtue, then what happens? Then their stock goes up. Your love for them increases because you discover they have this great quality that you did not know. But if you will say you were living with someone for some time and you find out something about them that you didn't know, that's a fault, then what happens? Then their stock goes down. Why? Because the love of this world is not really pure love. It is transactional. It's like a business arrangement. The relationships here is I love you, but read the small print at the bottom, terms and conditions. There are terms and conditions on the love in this world. But Purnamasi Devi is saying, Doshena Shaitam Gunena Gurutam. If Radhika will see some great quality in Krishna, her love doesn't increase. And if she'll see some fault in Krishna, her love doesn't go down. Why? Because this love has its own nature of playing. It's always increasing and it's never dependent on anything that Krishna will do or not do. That is the unconditional pure love. You know, Mahaprabhu told us all about this. Aslisyava padaratam pinashtumam adarshanam mamahatam karutuva yatha tatava vidadata lampato mat prananatastu sa evana para. What does it mean? Radhika is saying, oh Krishna, he can embrace me and make me feel like the most fortunate gopi in the whole world. or he can neglect me, trample me under his feet. He can break my heart by not being present before me. He can even meet with another gopi. He can do whatever he wants, but still he is my pran. I'm not going to question what he will do or not do. Why? Because everything he does, I know that whatever he does, I accept it because, not because it's good or not because it's bad, just because he did it. Mat pran, he's my pran. So whatever he does, he's always my pran. This is the unconditional love of Vraja. So, Premna swara sikasya kasyatidayam vikridati. Prem has its own love and its own motion, and it's not dependent on anything. It is spontaneous, uncontrollable. And Radhika is the embodiment of that Mahabhav, highest love. So, these characteristics, what is the Brajaniti? Cheating, this is chal, hiding your intentions and expressing something else. Teasing, instead of showing kindness, but this teasing is a kind of kindness because it gives joy to the heart. Not harmony, competition. And also, if you have a relationship with someone, the worst thing is what? You know what the worst thing is? You all know. Mood swings. Right? If a person keeps changing their mood all the time, that's the most frustrating thing. You want to have a relationship with someone who is reliable. But in Vraja, this is the characteristic of this prem. Everyone is changing their mood all the time. Unexpectedly, without any warning. And why? Who can say? Ahetuscha mana udanchati. That is why it said, Aheri vagati premna swabhava kutilabhavat. This love moves like a snake in a crooked way. First this way, that way. And so man will come with a cause, without a cause. Who knows what will happen next? So this is the Brajaniti, the way of love. The residents of Mathura, the residents of Dwarka, the residents of Vaikuntha. they cannot comprehend it. So only those in Ragamarg who are internally following the moods of the Brijbasis will have entrance into there. So it comes when we give our whole life, body, mind and senses in the service of Sri Guru, and the nectar in the heart of Guru overflows into the heart of the disciple. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasad. So this nature of Braj Prem, we want to speak about Madhurya Rasa because that's the speciality, right? That's the speciality of our line. But our acharyas always speak step by step, like Ramananda Samvad or Sanatan Shiksha, discussing the Sakyaras and Vatsalyaras and others to get some idea. Because actually Amrit, nectar, you can't just get Amrit from the supermarket. Amrit requires some effort. Just like when the Amrit came from the ocean of milk, it took all of the demons and all of the demigods and 5 incarnations of God. Right? Kurma was underneath the mountain. Lord Vishnu was on the top of the mountain. Ajit was pulling on the side of the demigods. That's 3. Then Dhanvantari came with a pot, 4. Then Mohini came to distribute it, 5. So all the demons, all the demigods were working hard and sweating, and 5 incarnations of God just to get 1 pot of nectar. So it's not easy. So in the same way, the nectar of Madhurya Rasa, it's not just available, like Gurudev used to say, like buying a rasagulla in the marketplace. But rather, one has to churn the Kathamrita, churn the Harikatha, and gradually the nectar of Brajaras and Madhurya Ras will appear. So we see, let's consider the Vatsalya Rasa. Mother Yashoda, she sees that her little Krishna, he's looking a bit thin. So she's thinking, oh, take more makan, take some more butter. But Krishna is, no. Then she comes up with an idea. And she lifts his choti, his sika, and says, oh, your choti is so lean and thin. It's not so thick and lush like a Baldev, like your brother. And Krishna, really? But he can't see. Said, if you want to have your choti very thick like Baldev, you should eat more makan. And then to compete with his brother, then Krishna's eating so much butter. You see? What is this? This is Madhya Yashoda, child, deceiving him. But deceiving him out of love. Huh? When Krishna's a little baby, what is he doing? If you try to feed him, he won't take it. But what does he do? He goes to the houses of the neighbors and he's stealing. He's stealing there. Krishna doesn't like the taste of things which are just given. He likes the taste of stolen things. That's more tasty. And he goes to the house and he makes chaos. He'll go into the kitchen, he'll go into the pantry and he's looking. He tries to steal the butter. If he steals the butter, the next day that gopi will hang it on a higher swing. And then he'll pile some things up. Then the next day she'll hang it on a higher swing. So Krishna and that gopi, they're having a competition. Who can hide the butter the best and who can find it? If it's so high that he cannot find it, then Krishna will go and just do a pee on the kitchen floor. And then run away. When that old gopi comes out and said, "Hey, you thief, you're always making disturbance in my house." Krishna said, "Don't hide your butter so well next time. I couldn't find anything. If I don't find any butter next time I come, I'll burn your house down with all your family in it." Vishnu Thakur said, Krishna is so... And then he runs away. Krishna makes so many disturbances. He goes and he's stealing butter and feeding it to the monkeys. And then some old lady comes and catches him. "Oh, you thief, I've caught you red-handed." Krishna said, "Oh, I am not a thief." "Then why do you have butter on your face?" "I was trying to save your butter. I saw a monkey was stealing and I came to try to stop him and he splashed the butter on my face." What is this? Deception? Lying? When Krishna is terrorizing all the neighborhood, then all the mothers, they come to Mother Yashoda's house, right? And they're all there and they lodge their complaints. And Mother Yashoda is listening to the complaints. And what is this? Actually, they have no complaints. They want Krishna to come and steal. But on the pretext of complaining, they're relishing his pastimes. You see, what is this but duplicity, deception? And also, because Krishna is there hiding behind Mother Yashoda, they're giving an account of all of his crimes. Why? To tease him. Because make him think that, "Oh, my mother is really going to beat me and I'll be in big trouble for this." So they're teasing him. They're not really they're complaining, but not really complaining. Like this. This is the crookedness of Vraja. After giving a long list of complaints, then those mothers say, "Your boy, he's so naughty and so restless. But when he's with you, he's just, look at him standing there right now, just very still, like a doll, without moving. He's so restless, but in front of you, he's all innocent and standing still." Like this. Mother Yashoda's sticking up for her son. "Why are you making so many accusations about my son? He's standing still because he's stunned that you finally come to the end of your list of complaints." And in this way, Mother Yashoda, she stands up for her son and defends him. But this is deception also. Because as soon as the mothers go, she turns around to Krishna and said, "Listen." "Makhan ki chori chor khanaiya main samjhau thoy. Makhan ki chori chor khanaiya main samjhau thoy. Main samjhau thoy kanhaiya, main samjhau thoy. Makhan ki chori chor khanaiya main samjhau thoy. Makhan ki chori now lakaiya Nanda Baba ko, now lakaiya now lagaiya Nanda Baba ko. Now lakaiya Nanda Baba ko nitya naya makan hoy. Now lakaiya Nanda Baba ko nitya naya makan hoy. Makhan ki chori chori kanhaiya main samjhau thoy. Makhan ki chori was Mother Yashoda denying everything to those other gopis and defending her son. As soon as they've gone, she turns around. Kanhaiya, listen, you have to give up stealing. Try to understand, stealing is wrong. Your father has 900,000 cows. We have lots of fresh butter in our own house every single day. You don't need to go to the neighbors. Do you understand, Kanhaiya? Makana ki chori chora. Give up stealing butter. Main samjhau toy. I'm trying to make you understand. Stealing is wrong. Do you understand? And Krishna's looking at his mother. Oh, yes, I know. But I cannot check myself. He knows, but he cannot stop himself. Why? Because he's Prem Adeen. He's controlled by love. They make that butter thinking of him. And when will Krishna come to my home? So he cannot check himself. Saki rose hi gar mein bulati hai, abahut makhan khilati hai, gopiyon ke dil kala isliye kala kyon. The gopi said to Krishna, why are you so black? He said, I'll tell you why. Because every day, Saki rose hi gar mein bulati hai. Every day the gopis, they call me, come to my house, come to my house. And they feed me so much butter. Is it true? They're not calling him. They are calling him. Understand? They're not calling him. But their love is calling him. And they feed me so much. No, they're not feeling him. He's stuffing himself. He's tasting their prem. But Gopiyo ka dila kala, because the hearts of these gopis are black, therefore I became black from eating their makan. So here, what's going on? Everyone is deceiving everyone else, everyone is lying, everyone is saying the opposites of what they actually mean and what they're doing. This is Brajaniti. You know that Krishna, it was evening time. The sun was about to set. Mother Yashoda was seeing that Nanda Maharaj is waiting. He wants to take prasadam. So she told Rohini, oh, go and call my son to come back at once. So Rohini Ma went out and said, oh, Kanhaiya, come on, come on. And Krishna was about to go. His friend says, if you leave us, we won't play with you tomorrow. Then Krishna, oh, okay. And he keeps on playing. Mother Yashoda said, oh, Rohini Maya, why you, oh, Sakhi, I told you to call Krishna. Did you call him? Yes, but he won't come. So then Mother Yashoda said, okay, I'll do this myself. So she puts down her work in the kitchen and she goes out of the Nandagown into the forest. And she said, oh Krishna, the sun is setting. You know what happens when the sun is setting? No, Maya? Oh, the Aubilau. What's the Aubilau? He has pointed ears and big teeth. Krishna, oh, can I play with the Aubilau? No, you can't play with the Aubilau. He has a bag and when the sun goes down, he catches little boys like you and puts them in his bag and takes them away forever. Krishna's only small, but he's thinking, Mother, are you telling the truth? Huh? Then Mother Yashoda suddenly, she acts as if she's seeing the Aubilau coming and screams, oh, the Aubilau, and runs away. And Krishna's so frightened, he dare not look behind. Oh, Maya, wait for me. And he runs behind his mother. And then he gets back in time to honor prasadam with Nanda Baba. What is this? Deception. All deception and lies and teasing. But out of prem, out of love. This is Brajaniti, the way of Braja. We have to give some examples from Vatsalya Ras just to illustrate the principle, because when it comes to Madhurya Rasa, it becomes so profound. Also in Sakya Ras, you know, the friends of Krishna at Brahmanda Ghat, they all surround him and they're laughing. Krishna said, why are you laughing? What's the joke? Tell me. But they're just laughing more. They won't tell him. Finally, one appointed spokesman comes forward and says, Krishna, we know a secret about you. What is that? We know that you are not the son of Madhya Yashoda. You know this passage. What are they doing? Teasing. This is how Braj Prem is manifest. So when the boys are older, they go out further into the forest. They take the cows to graze out in the forest. And sometimes the boys will say, Krishna, save us, save us. We're being attacked by a demon. Krishna comes running. Where's the demon? Oh, it's the demon of hunger is attacking my belly. I am hungry, and there's a forest over there called Talvan, and there are very delicious fruits there. Now the question is this, are the coward boys hungry or not? No, but they feel that Krishna is hungry, but instead of trying to tell him you should eat now, because everything in Braj is crooked and everyone is deceiving everyone, they say, oh, I'm being attacked by the demon of hunger, but it's a dissimulation of their true feeling. They're hiding their true feeling because their true feeling is, oh, we're concerned for Krishna, that he should eat now. So, we see also Nimai Pandit in Navadvip. He used to go every day from Jagannath Mishra's house. He would go north to Belpakur, and there was a marketplace there. And who was there in the market? A very poor person with his banana products, Kolavecha Sridhar. And Nimai Pandit would come and terrorize him for 2 or 3 hours at a time. Oh, how much is this banana flowers? And he would give a very low and reasonable price. And Nimai Pandit would say, extortionate. This is extortionate. What are you doing? Give it to me. Give it to me for free. No. And they were pulling backwards and forwards. Krishna says, Patram pushpam palam tayam dyome bhaktya prayachati. If you offer me a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it if it's offered with love. But when the love is very high, the devotee doesn't even offer it to him. Krishna snatches it. Bhaktera dravya Prabhu kari kari kai, abhaktera dravya Prabhu ulati nachai. Krishna doesn't wait for his devotee who has pure love to make the offering. He'll come and grab it and take it by force. But if someone doesn't have love, even if you offer, then Krishna will not accept it. So this is Krishna's nature. Once Gurudev said, the gopis say to Krishna, oh, these rasgullas are so nice. And they go like this to put the rasgulla in Krishna's mouth and go, oh, and then eat it themselves. Why? Teasing. And also because they know that Krishna will now compete with them, I must taste that rasgulla, but the only way to do it is a kiss. Like that. But they will not say, oh, kiss me. They'll say, oh, this rasgulla is very nice, taste this. Oh. So this is the Vraja Niti. Full of deception, full of teasing, full of competition, and always changing the moods unexpectedly, without any prior notice. So the coward boys, what are they doing? Wrestling, swimming, climbing trees, hide and seek. It's all the lila is competition, and it's an anubhav of the love. Now we come to the Braj Gopis in Madhurya Rasa. You know that a river flows in a straight line, but where there's deep water, whirlpools come. So this love is crooked. Why? Because it's so deep. Whirlpools only appear in deep waters. And so the love of the gopis is very crooked because the love is so deep. If Krishna will approach Srimati Radhika and he's just coming near and near, then suddenly, Brud Veda Smita Sambrito Nahi Nahid Yukti Madena Akala Vishwantodati Pani Roda Rachanam Shushkam Tatakrandanam Sristoya Sakiradaya Muhuram Sangopano Pakramo Bhavastena Ridistito Muradabi Vyakta Samanta Dabut. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad is saying, just as Krishna is approaching Radharani, she's so happy, she's so overjoyed that Krishna has come, but because of the nature of the love, Brubeda Smita Sambrito, she frowns her eyebrows. Brubeda. One eyebrow goes up and one goes down. Brubed. They were the same, but now they're bade. Brubeda Smita Sambrito, but she cannot help it. She's trying to hide a smile, but the smile is coming out. So her cheeks are becoming a little bit inflated by the smile that she's trying to suppress, while her eyebrows are expressing the displeasure. That means that she has asammati. Asammati means I don't agree with what you're doing. The eyebrows going down means I don't agree with what you're doing, but the cheeks puffing out with a hidden smile means no. Paramasammati, I agree, don't stop. Brubedaspita sambrito, nahi nahityukti madena kula. And she says, nahi, nahi. This is the nishad vyanjak. It is forbidding. Nishad, stop, nahi, nahi. But as she's saying nahi, nahi, her voice is choking. Nahi. The voice is choking. Gad gad. What is that? That gad gad is coming from the ecstasy of the happiness that Krishna is trying to catch her. So on the one hand, she's saying nahi nahi. It indicates nishad. It is forbidden. Don't touch me. But because the voice is trembling and breaking, the swarabhanga, then that means not nishad, forbidden, but paramvidi. Paramvidi. It is mandatory. It is obligatory. It is stipulated. You must do this. Nahi, nahi. So Krishna is getting the two messages at the same time. But he knows which one is true because he's Rasik. Vishrantoda Dipani Rodarach. And Radhika puts up her arms to protect herself. And as Krishna tries to catch her and she tries to stop with her arms, but her resistance is so feeble and weak that the resistance says no, but the weakness of it says yes. Because he has so much harsha, so much jubilation. And so though it's outwardly expressed as, you should stop, don't come near me, but the more sangopanopakramo, it means the more Radharani tries to hide her mood, the more she tries to hide it, the more it comes out. Shushkam tata krandanam, and she's crying, oh. But no tears are coming. Shushkam tata krandanam means dry crying. So the crying means outwardly, dukkha vyanjak, you're giving suffering to me, but because there's actually no water coming out, that is indicating, your behavior is shuddha, completely pure, I approve. Please continue. So Shishtorya Sakiradaya Muharaham Sangopano Pakram. The more Radhika tries to hide the mood, Bhavastena Ridistito, the mood which is in her heart, Murabdi Vyakta Samanta Dabut. It becomes Vyakta, it becomes manifest to Krishna, and Krishna is relishing. He's relishing this. Is any such relishment of love available in Dwarka? It's impossible. In Vaikunta with Lakshmi Devi, it's impossible. Kerkun Kashi, Kushi Bhai Priti Madupan, Rahiman Rokina Roki, Jana Sakala Jahan. One poet, he wrote that there are 7 things, if you try to hide, you'll fail. It will come out. Care means care. If you care about someone, even though you pretend that you don't, but you'll do something and they'll notice and they'll understand that you care about. Care kun means blood. If you murder someone, you try to hide it. But one day the detectives will find you. It will come out. Kasi means a cough. If you have you're trying to, I'm actually very healthy, I'm really healthy, I'm so healthy. There's nothing. It will come out. Kerkun kasi kushi, if you're happy. Just like you hear news, there's someone who you really don't like, and then someone comes with the news. They had a very terrible thing happen to them. It's terrible. But if you're trying to hide your happiness, but it will come out. Kerkun kasi kushi, if you have enmity for someone, you pretend to be their friends, but they'll see. Actually, this is not really my friend. The truth will come out. Preeti, if you love someone and you're pretending that you don't, someone will find out. Madupan means that you're taking some intoxication. Drinking alcohol or smoking secretly behind everyone's back. But what's that smell? Someone will find out. So it doesn't matter how much you try to hide it, it will come out. So the bhavs of the gopis are like this. They try to hide their bhav all the time, but it peeks out and Krishna relishes it because raso gupta eva rasatvam apadyate. The rasa which is covered is much more relishable. This is the Brajaniti. One of the symptoms of this love is the parivartana. always changing the moods from one thing to another, one thing to another. If Krishna will approach Radhika and her Sakhis, then Radhika, when she sees Krishna, Yada yato daivam maduripura aso lochana patam tadasmakam cheto madana hatakena ritamabut. Ramananda Rai said, when Radhika sees Krishna coming, then she sees his beauty, and at once Madan, Cupid, attacks her, and Ananda attacks her. Two enemies come and steal her heart, and she's becoming senseless. So when Lalita notices that Radhika is becoming senseless in ecstasy when Krishna approaches, then she thinks, oh, this is not good. If she'll be submissive to him, that will diminish her status. Then what will be the difference between Radhika and Chandravali? If she just melts like butter as soon as she sees him. So Lalita said, Durte brajendra tanaye tanu shushta bamyam ma dakshina bhava kalankini lagava. Hey Kalankini. That's an insult. It means girl with a bad reputation. Hey, Kalankini. Huh? Is it? Ninda. By the love, the Ninda comes. Hey, Kalankini, don't be submissive. You know that Krishna is a cheater. Even if Krishna has not cheated and he's not done anything wrong, Lalita will fabricate some wrong that he's done to try to stop Radhika from practically fainting in happiness when she sees him, and try to change her mood to make her become angry with him so she doesn't faint and become submissive. You see how everything is so crooked. Durte brajandatane, and then Radhika, she composes herself. And Radhika and the Sakhis, they're very contrary to Krishna. But when they see that Krishna is very tired and he's exhausted, and it's so late, then they change their mood and they become soft-hearted. And Lalita will say, oh Radhika, just be kind to him now. Show some kindness, like this. So they change, and then Radhika will be kind, and then again come in man. And then again be kind. And then when Radhika's leaving, Krishna is looking at Radhika as she's going. And Krishna's he's struck with wonder. He's completely struck with wonder. Why? Krishna's thinking to himself, Mudram daryamayim shanam bitanate tarunya lakshmin shanam sopeksha shanam atanoti baniti outsokya basak bhajak shanam Shuddham drishtim itakshanam pranayate prankat katakshanam roshena pranayena chaklitudi radha dvida bidyate. Krishna's thinking, this Radhika, she has so many turbulent emotions. Roshena pranayena. She's angry with me, and also she loves me so much. It seems that this Radhika has split into two persons. Two completely different persons in the same body. Mudram Darya Mayin Shanam. 1 minute I look at her and she has the Darya Mudra. She's very peaceful and calm like a sage. And the next moment, Tarunya Lakshmi Sanam, she's all fickle and excited like a young girl. Sopeksha, Sopektakshanam, Atanoti. Then Krishna said, one moment she's neglecting me, and the next moment, the Baniti Outsokya, Bhajakshanam. The next moment, she can't stop talking to me and she's asking me so many questions, and then she's neglecting me. And then she can't stop talking to me, and then she's neglecting me. Shuddha Drishtim Indakshanam. One moment, she has a very pure, angelic face. Shuddha Drishti, pure look. And the next moment, Prankat Katakshakshanam. She's looking at me like, let's go into this Kanji. And then the next moment, So Krishna is saying, I never know what to expect with this person. And so Krishna is in a state of wonder with Srimati Radhika at every moment, because he never knows which one he's going to get. And even if he gets one, it'll become the other one. Like this. So this is the nature of prem, always changing. In Brajbas there's a saying, the Nija pranana palotasta sakhi jo doli ke pan. The Sakhis always change their moods and their activities like a beetle seller is turning over his leaves. You know, if there's a tambul seller in the marketplace, they have all their leaves laid out on the table, right? And they splash water on it, and they just keep turning them over and moving them around. So the Sakhis and Radhika, they're like this, always this way and then that way, this way and that way. Pangalai Gaura Urai Vidya Vishara Jai Roti pay, chuli pay, roti jalai, Guruji palti nai. There's one saying that there's a students and they're in the class of their teacher and he spoke on one subject and then he moved to the next subject and the next subject and it was just too much for them. So they said, oh Guruji, you know that if you have a pan, it's spoiled if you don't turn it over, right? And if you have a horse, it becomes adamant and won't move unless you ride the horse every day. And if you have a chapati on the fire, what do you have to do? You have to turn it over, otherwise it will be burnt. So in the same, oh Guruji, please go back, go back. Otherwise we'll forget everything. If you don't revise what you're learning, it will disappear. So you have to go back. So this is the nature, always this way and then going back, this way and going back. Radha and Krishna, they meet again and again, but each time they meet, they feel it's like the Pratama Samagama in Gita Govinda. Pratama Samagama, it means it's as if the first time. So this is the nature of Vraja Prem. And what is the other symptom of this Vrajaniti? Competition. Always competing and teasing. For example, on the full moon night of the Sharad season, what happened? Sri Krishna played his flute and called all the gopis to meet with him. But when they arrived, then Swagatam ba Mahabhaga Priyam kim karavamiva Pradeshanama kasyachit brutagamana karanam. Welcome to the first of Vrindavan. Why did you come here? Is there a problem in the village? Gopis, they cannot believe their ears. We've sacrificed everything to come and please Krishna. He called us, we didn't call him. And now he's pretending like, why did you come here? So what was he doing? He was only teasing. He wanted to do bhag vilas. He wanted, generally the gopis are contrary and he becomes submissive. But he wanted to be contrary and make them become submissive. So it's like a viparita. Viparita vilas means when Radha Krishna exchange roles with each other. But this is a viparita vag vilas. It is the pastimes of speech where they take opposite roles with each other. And after teasing them for some time, then he accepted them. The gopis were crying. Why? Anishta sankini bandhu hridayani bhavantihi. In the Abhigyan Shakuntala of Kalidas, there's a poem and it's quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita that where there is love for someone, there's always an anxiety that something inauspicious might happen. Why? Because the love is so precious that it's too good to be true. And so an anxiety comes that something inauspicious will happen. So even though Krishna was teasing them, and even though his words had double meanings, Pratiyata brajam neha steham sribi sumadina. One meaning, Pratiyata brajam, return to Braj. Neha steham, don't stay here. But it also meant Pratiyata brajam na, don't go to Braj, stay here. The same words. So the words of Krishna had the double meaning. Go to Braj, don't stay here. And simultaneously stay here, don't go back to Braj. But the gopis, they took the negative meaning. Why? Anishta sankini bandhu hridayani bhavantihi. It's the nature of love. That the feeling is that, oh, something might come and spoil this perfection. So then when Krishna told them, oh, let's begin the rasa lila, then they realized all this time he was teasing us. So one characteristic about ladies, they never forget anything. So gopis are thinking, oh, he was teasing us, all right. Okay, we will remember this. And they also decide to tease Krishna. You know, in Dwarka, Krishna was doing the same thing. He was teasing Rukmini, and what happened? She fainted. She couldn't take it. Krishna said, oh, you're so golden, and I'm so dark. I don't think that we're compatible. There were so many great kings wanted to marry you, but what is my lineage? No one knows. Some say that I am from a village. Sometimes I am from the Yadav dynasty. And also, you know that I am not so interested in household life. I am more interested in self-realization. So I think that by selecting me, you made a mistake. But don't worry, it can be rectified. I'm giving you the freedom to select a qualified husband for yourself. And Rukmini was trembling and she dropped the chamara and fainted and fell to the ground. Sri Krishna picked her up. He manifested 4 arms, right? Because she has opulent mood. With 2 arms he picked her up, and with 2 arms he was wiping her face. And she came back to external consciousness. And he said, oh, I was just teasing. Because in household life, you know, the banter between the husband and wife, that's the only happiness there. Just like pots and pans, when they clank together, make a noise. Like that. That's the only happiness in household life. Huh? If I'd known that you would be so affected by this, I wouldn't have said it. But what he was really saying is, I'm missing Vrindavan so much. How we used to cheat and tease each other and insult each other. It was so funny, I was missing it. So I tried to do it. But if I'd known you were so unqualified, then I would never have tried. I tried and I failed, alas, alas. Huh? So, in love, there is always competition. But Krishna tried to have the teasing competition with Rukmini, but she's not even in his league. It's impossible. There's one Brajbas saying, Prema pant ke sabi bat sabasaya ke hota hai. It means on the path of love, all the weights are 1/4 heavier than all the other weights. What does that mean? You know, if you go to the marketplace, then the person who's selling there, the merchant there, he has, let's say, he has 1 kilo, 1.25 kilo, 1.5 kilo, 1.75 kilo, 2 kilos, like this. And actually, sometimes they cheat and they get weights with the wrong number on them, so they can make more money. But anyway, this weight is like this, and next weight is called sabaser. Sabaser means it's 1/4 heavier than the previous one. The next one is 1/4 heavier than the previous one. Like that. So that's in the material world, it's possible to have such a set of weights. But on the path of Prem, every weight is 1/4 heavier than all the others. That means if one is 1 kilo, the other is 1.25. Then the 1 kilo one becomes 1.5. And then the 1.25 becomes 1.75. Like this. There's always competition. This is the nature of Prem. And so you'll see that everywhere in Krishna, what we're actually discussing is the key to understanding Krishna Lila. Krishna Lila is nothing but love, love and more love. But because the love is hidden and it manifests as deception, teasing, changing mood all the time and competing, so Krishna's pastimes unfold in a way which is even the great rishis who know all the Vedas, it's beyond their imagination. Harim udishyate rajobara purataha sangamayatmumtama Vraja Bamadrisha na padati prakata sava sute drishyati sava drisha suterapi. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, he says this. He said that the pastimes of Krishna, they are confidential. They're covered by Rajas and Tamas. So a rishi, he may be free from the Rajas and Tamas of this world, but he still can't get through the Raja and the Tama of Krishna Lila. What is the Raja? In the evening, Krishna's coming back with all the cows and the air is full of dust. So dust is called Raja. And so it's very difficult to see Krishna when he's returning in the evening because of Raja. And then the sun sets and it becomes Tama, darkness. And that's the time when the gopis are all getting ready to go to meet him. So the pastimes of Krishna are so confidential, so secret. How he meets and plays with the gopis, that even the great sages, for them, Braja Bamadrisham na padati prakatam savadrishaha sruterapi. Even great omniscient sages who know all the Vedas, they have conquered Rajas and Tamas, but they cannot enter beyond that Raja and Tama, where the confidential Leela of Radha Krishna is taking place. And why? They're not following Brajaniti. They're not in the anugatya of a person who is perfected in that mood. Tishtan brajaita danuragi jadanugami. Kalam nayata kilam ittupadesha saram. So if you look at the pastimes of Krishna, everything is just love, love and love. For example, the cowherd boys in the village of Chatravan, they did the Abhishek of Krishna and they pronounced, Krishna is the Adipati, he's the emperor of Vraja. When the gopis hear this, what is this nonsense? They go to the village of Umrao in Kadirvan, and then they do the Raj Abhishek, Madhav Mahotsav of the Jiva Goswami. They do the Raj Abhishek to crown Radharani as Vrindavana Shri, Vrindavana Chakravartini. Competition. If Krishna will have Abhishek, then our Saki will have an Abhishek. If Krishna will excavate and make Shamakund, then what do the gopis do? Oh, we cannot tolerate this. Then they start digging with their bangles and make a Radhakund. We'll make a Kund better than his Shamakund. It's competition. Why? These are the anubhavs of uncontrollable love. If Krishna will brag to the gopis, oh, I have many pastimes here in Bandirvan. I'm a great wrestler. I can defeat all of my friends. Then the gopis will say, oh Krishna, I think that you cannot defeat our Saki. And then they arrange a wrestling match with Srimati Radharani. Oh, it's competition. If Krishna will come to the, Manasiganga at Govardhan, Krishna disguises himself as a boatman, and he's sitting in the boat. And as the gopis, Radhika and the Sakis are passing by, then Krishna, he says, Uttishta taro me tarani, mama tarayo, shakti oaru aneka. Krishna said, oh, please, young lady, step taro, means into my boat, taro. Radharani said, I am a girl, I don't have strength to climb taro. Taro means tree. How can I cannot climb trees. So she deliberately takes his word in another way and cuts his word. Seeker said, no, I am not talking about taro trees, I'm talking about Tarani. Tarani means a ferry. But Tarani can also mean the sun. Radharani said, oh, what connection do I have with the Tarani? Krishna said, no. Now prasange. Prasange means subject, and now means boat. I'm speaking on the subject of a boat. Now in Sanskrit, the dual pronoun, dual pronoun for the first person is now. It means we, and pra means very so excellent, and sangha means association. So now prasange, it means on the subject of a boat, but Radhika took it to mean now our prasanga, very close association. So Krishna said, no, I'm talking about a boat. Radhika said, there's no question of now prasange. How dare you? And then Krishna becomes speechless. He doesn't know what to say. So Ajit, Krishna is Ajit, he cannot be conquered by anyone. But he's conquered by Srimati Radhika in the competition, what? Vagyuddha. Vagyuddha keli kutuke brajaraja sunam jitwan madama dikadarpi vikasi jalpam fulabir alibir nalpam adiryamanam stotram katanu parpatim and abaloka yisya. So Gurudev would always quote this verse. When Radha and Krishna come together and they engage in a war of words, then Radhika is so sharp, she's so quick-witted that she cuts everything that Krishna says until he becomes speechless. And then all the Sakis, they clap their hands and say, Radhe, 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 Jai, 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 Shri Radhe. Radhe, 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 Jai, 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 Shri Radhe. Radhe, 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 Jai, Jai, Shri Radhe. Radhe, 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 Jai, Jai, Shri Radhe. So Gurudev, he used to say, oh, when will that day come when I'll be among the Sakis of Radhika and join in the Radhika's victory chorus. Why? Because Radhika has defeated Krishna, but the defeat is not enough. We should rub it in. Teasing, you see? These are all the expressions of love. This is Brajaniti. Ko janata mathura brindavana Ko janata brajanita. If Rupa Goswami had not come in this world, who would have understood the ways of love, the conduct of Braj, which is so far beyond anything of the comprehension of the residents of any other dham? So Vishwanath Thakur, he said, Yatraiva Krishno Brashabhanu Putra Tanam Gritam Kalaham Bitene Shruteis Priyayatra Mahatatasri Govardhanum Medashatam Abhishtam. The Shruti, the Vedas personified, are called Shruti because they should be heard by everyone. But those Shruti, the Vedas personified, they want to hear Radha Krishna quarreling at Govardhan. So how beautiful is this? If Krishna will do what? Yahamuna tatachara gopi vasanahara rasarasika kripamoy. If Krishna will steal the gopis' clothes, then the gopis will steal Krishna's flute. It's competition. His flute is very dear to him. Abradhe Rani te taru bangsi mohri. Abradhe Rani te taru bangsi mohri. Jo bangsi mohri pranavasata hai. So bangsi gai chori. Abradhe Rani de taru bangsi mori. Radharani, please now, don't delay. Give me my flute back. My pran lives in this flute. This flute is so dear to me. But now someone has stolen it. Please give me my flute back. What will I do without it? Kaha me gao Radha, kaha me bajao, kaha me lau gaya geri. Ab Radhe Rani, de taru bangsi mori. How will I sing without my flute? How will I play music without my flute? How will I herd my cows, collect my cows together without my flute? Please give me my flute back. All the Sakis are laughing. Mukh se gao khana, hath se bajao, lakoti se lao gaya geri. Ab Radhe Rani, de taru bangsi moi. All the Sakis are teasing. Krishna, you sing with your mouth. You play music, you clap your hands, what's the problem? Don't you have a stick? If you want to collect your cows, use your stick. Krishna, please give me my flute back. What's wrong with you? You're the son of a king, Nanda Maharaj. He has so much wealth. Why are you crying over a piece of bamboo? The bamboo's everywhere for free. So this is the competition. Gopis, Krishna, he stole the gopis' clothes and teased them like anything. He was saying, come out from the water. They didn't want to come out of the water. What did they do? Finally, they were, Sisi Radha Govinda Juki Jai. They were freezing so much, shivering so much in the water. And actually they wanted to come out. Again, everyone's deceiving everyone else. They wanted to come out, but they're hiding their feeling. So there were some little girls, like this little girl here. There's some little girls with them, and they put the little girl in the front, and then two older girls stood behind her, and then they put two little girls on either side, and then 3 elder girls stood behind those two, and they put 2 little girls on the side, and then 4 behind them, and then 5 behind them, and then 6, and then 10. So they came out of the water in a formation like a pyramid, with little girls at the front and along the edges. So all the gopis come out the water, but Krishna can't see anything. They want Krishna to see them. But this is the Brajariti, the Brajaniti, the way of love of Braj. Krishna said, all right, everyone, stand in a line. I'm not having this. So then all the gopis, they stand in a line, but their hair is very long, and they put their hair in front of their bodies. Like this. So in this way, it's very long pastime, beautiful pastime. Come to Braj Mandal Parikrama. I'm inviting everyone, please. Come and spend the month of Kartik with us in Braj. And we can go into more detail. Now just in principle, we're discussing what? Ko janata mathura vrindavana, ko janata brajanita. This brajaniti. So if the Krishna will steal the gopis' clothes, the gopis will steal Krishna's flute. Oh, if Krishna will take his mother's pearl necklace, one pearl necklace of his mother, and break it and plant all the pearls in the ground and give water to them, and they start to grow and make pearl trees, what do the gopis do? They get all the pearls that they can in the whole of Vraja, and then they plant them to compete with Krishna's pearl field. We'll have a very big farm, bigger than his farm. And so the gopis planted all the pearls and they watered them with milk. Yeah? Because pearls won't grow with water. You have to put milk. Oh, but it has to be from a kamadhenu. So And they sprouted, but they became thorn trees. So that didn't work out very well, and now they're in big trouble because they had stolen all of their parents' pearls and they had no way to pay back. The only way they could get them back is if Krishna would mercifully give them some pearls. So now Krishna saying, all the cards are in his hands now. All right, I'll sell you a pearl, but a very high price. And so Krishna's bargaining with them. Mukta Charita. Oh, in the springtime, what is that? Holy lila. What is this holy? Competition. Krishna is trying to dye Radhika in the redness of his rag. That is the holy color. And Radhika and the Sakis are trying to cover Krishna from head to toe in their rag also. Jalakeli. Every day at the noon, they play in the water of Radhakund and competing, splashing each other. And in the evening, at the end of the Rasalila, Yamuna Jivana Keli Parayana Manasa Chanda Chakora. In the end of the Rasalila, then they all go in the water and they play in the water and they splash each other. So it's always competition. Even in the Rasalila, if Krishna will sing Saregama, Gopis swing Di Danisa. If Krishna will sing in the 5th note, Gopis will go up to the 7th note. These are all the anubhavs of Prem. This lila is nothing but love, love and love. Understand? Sometimes Krishna will play beautifully on his flute. And then the Shakasaki will bring Radhika's veena. And Radhika at the same time will begin to play on the veena. So now there's a concert of the flute and the veena at the same time. All the feelings of Krishna's heart are coming out in the raga. And all the feelings of Radhika's heart are coming out as she's playing on the veena. She's not actually plucking the strings of the veena. Gurudev used to say she's plucking Krishna's heartstrings with every note. So Rupa Goswami Pad said, Stambam prapanchayatiyas sikipichamoli veinorapi pravalayan swarabangam uchtai nadyak kadashananam apsasi te mahatmya brindavana samam shravanati titvam. When will that day come? When a certain sound will be the guest on the path of my ears. What sound? See, Krishna was playing on his flute beautifully in raga. And Radhika was playing on her Mahati. Her veena is called Mahati. Playing on her Mahati veena. But then she began to play so beautifully. It was so touching to Krishna that he became stunned. So Krishna became stunned. Stambam prapanchayatiya shikipichamuli venorapi pravalayan. Pravalayan means because he was stunned, his fingers didn't move. So though he was playing so many Aroha and Avaroha notes going up and down, when he became stunned, then his finger didn't move. And so, it was just one note. But you can't play one note indefinitely. So gradually, his breath ran out and the note began to warble a little bit and then it stopped. So Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada is saying, when will that moment come? When in the Kunj, Radha and Krishna are expressing their love for each other through their music. And in this competition of love, Krishna becomes defeated by the sound of Radhika's veena playing. When will I hear his note become elongated and then warble and then stop? Right? This gives great satisfaction to Rupa Manjari because he's very happy when Radhika's love defeats Sri Krishna. Krishna is also happy also. So in Vrindavan, this competition is also there. If there are two Sukansari in the tree, what are they doing? Quarreling with each other. Right? So the Sukha will say, oh, Krishna is Madan Mohan. And the Sari will say, Radha Sangha Yadabhati Tada Madana Mohana Anyata Vishvamohopi Swayam Madana Mohita. Yes, he's Madan Mohan when Radhika is by his side. But if Radhika is not there, he's Madan Mohit. He becomes bewildered by Cupid. So even the parrots are quarreling there. Even the Prem is the competing. Krishna's love is increasing, then Radhika's love is increasing. Then Krishna's love increases, then Radhika's love increases. Man madhurya Radha prema dui hor kari shanik shanik bari tumhe keho nahi hari. See, Krishna has said That my sweetness and Radhika's love, they're in Dui Hoda Kori, the two of them are competing with each other. And one increases, the other increases, and neither knows defeat. That's because Krishna is saying he won't admit that he gets defeated. So everything in the Vraja is competing, but it's the anubhava of love. And also changing moods. You know that Radhika is Nayika. She is the heroine. And all the Sakis are helping her, bringing her into the forest and arranging for her meeting with Krishna. But when Radhika has met with Krishna, she feels so much love. She becomes like the Saki and makes her Sakis into Nayikas. So the Nayikas become Sakis and the Sakis become Nayikas. Everything changes. Ramananda Rai said to Mahaprabhu, Yadyapi Sakira Krishna Sangam Nahiman Tatapi Radhika Yatne Karaye Sangan. Even though the Sakis, they don't want to meet with Krishna. But after Radhika has played, then Radhika herself, she makes so much effort to try to make her Sakis meet with Krishna. So Nana Chale, we're speaking about Chal. Chal means deception. Nana Chale Krishna Preri Sangama Karai. Atma Krishna Sangha Hoete Koti Sukapai. Radharani by Chal, by tricks and deception. She tricks her Sakis into meeting with Sri Krishna. And when the Sakis meet with Krishna, then Radhika feels 10 million times more happiness than her own meeting with Krishna. So in Braj like this, everything changing. The heroine is taken by the Sakis to meet with Krishna, but then the heroine starts to become a Saki and arranges for the Sakis to meet with Krishna. Not only that, but the Nayak becomes the Nayika and the Nayika becomes the Nayak. When Radha and Krishna are together, na so Ramana, na sama Ramani, dui manu manu bhava peshle jani. Radharani says, I am not the Ramani, his beloved, and he is not my beloved. Cupid has melted our hearts together. Chuta shikare shikhandam, kinchidut srangshamanam, vilutara malapushpa, shweni unmatschachudam. Danu jadanama debya shikshate kadaham kamala kalita kotim kalpayishani bainim. Lalita and Vishakha are quite far away. And Radha Krishna are playing together in the kunj. They become so absorbed in each other, they forget who am I. So Rupa Manjari said, when will that day come when Radhika points to me and said, oh, make a veni. That means that Krishna's hair was tied up in a tot knot with a peacock feather. But from playing with Radhika, it became loose and his hair was falling apart. And now Rupa Manjari comes, takes his peacock feather away and gives it to Radhika. And then decorates his hair into a veni, like this. Because the Viruddha Dharma, the contradictions, the changes of mood of the prem, now Radhika will play as if she's Krishna and Krishna will play as if she's Radhika. So this is the nature of the Brajaniti. We can say that in the play of Radha Krishna, mainly Krishna gets defeated. But in this world, if you're defeated, then that's miserable and you want to have victory. But to be defeated by love is actually the greatest happiness. So even though Krishna is defeated in this competition, but Krishna gets the greatest happiness in this. Greatest. And you know, their love is competing. Krishna has prem, Radhika has prem. Krishna has sneha, Radhika has sneha. Krishna has man, Radhika has man. Krishna has pranay, Radhika has pranay. Krishna has rag, Radhika has rag. Radhika has anurag, Krishna has anurag. Radhika has rudabhav, Krishna has rudabhav. Radhika has adi rudabhav, Krishna has adi rudabhav. Radhika has madanakya mahabhav, Krishna does not have. So now he's really lost. He has to admit, na parayam niravajya samyujam swasadu krityam vibudayo shapiva. Oh my dear Radhika, I cannot repay you for your love, even if I serve you for millions of lifetimes. Ya mabajan durjaya greha sinkala sambrishya tadva pratiyatu sadhana. You have broken all the rules of dharma, all the niti of this world. You have broken only to please me. So the reward for having such love, because this love is the highest happiness, the reward for having this love is the love itself. It doesn't need a reward. So pratiyatu sadhana, may you be compensated by your own sadhuta, your own greatness, your great sadhu qualities. Krishna is saying, but the inner meaning is, okay, today you have beaten me, you have defeated me. But if you'll be merciful to me, pratiyatu sadhana, if you bless me with your moods, I'll appear as a sadhu, pratiyatu sadhuna, and I'll try to reciprocate with you in my lila as a sadhu. And therefore, it's not over. Krishna appears in the form of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, so he can also discover what is this Madanakya Mahabhava of Radhika. So he can also taste that highest love, but only by her blessing, not without her blessing. So that is also the glory of Srimati Radhika. So in this way, we try to give just a little insight into the speciality of Brajaniti. If Rupa Goswami had not appeared in this world, it would never be known. Srila Rupa Goswami Pada Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Sadhu. So just now